Right.
Also, you said my night for Friday. I was gonna say yes, but I haven't like forget just just. You don't know that. Right. Okay, that's one.
We're just signing the form.
So we have 13 senators right now, we need 14, oh no, Nikki's here.
Oh, where's the fee?
Could somebody text Nikki and or just anybody to come to the room so we can start a meeting? Anybody else is also here but not present.
Oh, thank you.
If you know somebody on their way, please tell them to come so we can get started.
I think Cindy, second Italia, second traffic.
And we'll just. Did you count Lucia?
Oh. Oh, Nikki's 13. But we still need 14.
Noah's coming.
Was that?
I think he's in the elevator.
Okay, that's just the whole type, isn't it?
I guess we'll just wait until our 14th member comes so that we can start the meeting. Try to text your fellow senators if you can, because we also have guest presentations today. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, I call this meeting to order at 8:12 p.m. We'll begin with our first attendance roll call. So when you please call, please indicate your presence, starting with Senator Ducey.
Here.
Senator O'Brien.
Here.
Senator Beardsley. Senator Cannon. Not present, Senator Cho. Not present, Chair Representative Miguel.
Here.
Senator Golshani. Not present, Senator Macaro.
Present.
Senator Mayman.
Here.
Senator Mendez.
Here.
Senator Nunez Rivera.
Here.
Senator Rodarte.
Here.
Senator Sanchez.
Here.
Senator Scott, not present, Senator Solomon. Present, Senator Stankovic.
Here.
Senator Reading,
Here.
Senator Thadan.
Here.
Senator Tai. Not present, Senator Shui,
Here.
Senator Yang.
Here.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with the land acknowledgement. The ASUC recognizes that UC Berkeley is from the territory of Houston, the original landscape of the Chinese speaking Ohlone people, the successors of the sovereign forever and Ohlone. This region continues to be of great importance to the Wet'suwet'en Ohlone tribe and other familial descendants of the Berkeley band. We recognize that every member of the Berkeley community has and continues to benefit from the use and occupation of this land since the institution's founding in 1868. Consistent with our values of community, inclusion, and diversity, we have a responsibility to acknowledge and make visible the university's relationship to Native peoples. As members of the Berkeley community, it is vitally important that we not only recognize the history of the land on which we stand, but also recognize the Wet'suwet'en Ohlone people are alive and flourishing members of the Berkeley and broader Bay Area communities today. All right, is there a motion on the floor for tonight's meeting?
I motion to move SR 96 to immediate consideration.
Senator Stankovic moved us to SR 96. Yes, to immediate consideration. Is there a second? It's on new business.
Yes, that's it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the reason for that? Is we actually have to majority, like, just wait one piece of those elements.
It's Calvinsville, and he has to do what he sees right away, and if he doesn't. If he gets pushed back, like, he won't be able to go through and tell something else.
What? Like, we can practically just here's the reason this.
Yeah, we would need a super majority roll call vote, so here's to do that.
I don't really think that explanation, but we can't definitely like say it all out.
Okay. All right, so the motion is to move SR 96 from new business to immediate consideration. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Rodarte. All right, I'm going to do roll call, Daniel. So if you say aye, that means you are in favor of bypassing and moving this resolution from new business to immediate consideration to be voted on tonight. If you say nay, you're not in favor of that motion. All right, starting with Senator Ducey. Aye. Senator O'Brien. Aye. Senator Beardsley.
Aye.
Senator Cannon. Not present, abstain. Senator Cho, abstain. Chair Representative Miguel.
Aye.
Senator Golshani, abstain. Senator Macaro.
Aye.
Senator Mayman.
Aye.
Senator Mendez.
Aye.
Senator Nunez Rivera.
Aye.
Senator Rodarte.
Wait, aye.
Senator Sanchez. Aye. Senator Scott. Abstain. Senator Solomon. Abstain. Senator Stanley.
Aye.
Yeah. Senator Reading.
Aye.
Senator Badon.
Aye.
Senator Ty. Abstain. Senator Schway.
Aye.
Senator Yang.
Aye.
Alright, that passes with two-thirds approval. Alright, is there another motion on the floor?
Yeah, I move to discharge SR 90 from the University External Affairs Committee to Senate Board as item B on the consideration.
So moved by Senator Sanchez, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Reading. So that resolution will be discharged from committee and put on immediate consideration. We voted on tonight. Or sorry, any objections? Alright, seeing and hearing none, motion go through. Alright, any other motions? Sorry.
A motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Senator Badon moves to approve the agenda as amended, seconded by Senator Mann. Any objections? Alright, seeing and hearing none, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so we have two guest presentations today, so make sure to give them your full attention. Our first one is from the University of California Police Department. So please give a round to UCPD today. Yes. You can just press like, or if you want to just tell me when you want slides, or you can just press space.
Space bar.
Yeah.
And it'll advance.
And it'll go, yeah.
Thank you.
So good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Chief Yolanda Pittman. I'm absolutely delighted and thrilled to be here, so thank you so much. There's President.
Isha's
To all of senators and other distinguished guests in the room. Just to give you a little bit about myself. Well, first of all, before I did do that, I was trying to look around to see if I saw any familiar faces from the last time I was here, but I don't seem to remember. I know there was a lot of engagement the last time, and folks asked questions. I see some head nods, so I'm assuming that some of the senators are returning from the last time we were here. So thank you all for having us back. I also have some very special guests with me. They're going to join in the presentation at some point, but I'm going to try to keep things as brief as possible to leave some time on the board for questions. But just to give you a little bit of background about myself for folks that I haven't had an opportunity to engage with. I have been in law enforcement for at this point almost 30 years. I came here from Washington, D.C. after retiring from the federal government there, transitioned to the West Coast, and just have been living out my dream, living my best life. I love being in academia. I'm actually a professor on the East Coast at the University of Maryland. I teach in the School of Public Policy. I've earned my doctorate. I go around the globe now. I'm often in Europe. I teach there as well to predominantly female leaders in law enforcement, but I do that all across the country, and I feel truly blessed to have the amazing team that we all have here to serve you as well as the rest of the community with an emphasis and focus on service. We definitely have to have a heart for public service in this business and at a time in this country when the climate is high for contentious topics that we all see playing out in the media on a daily basis. It's nice to be able to take a stand for things that you believe in when we know that things are right. So our mantra is we do the right things at all times for the right reasons. And I don't know who advanced to that. But thank you so much. Oh, how did I do that? Oh. Got it. So we are a full service police department. We have a patrol section. Those are typically speaking the officers that you see riding out in a marked, patrol unit car. But we respond to anything related to police, fire, medical, natural disasters, power outages, etc. We do investigations as well as crime prevention. Sometimes we have folks that come over to Sprout Hall, we're in the basement there, so there's a lost and found. If you've ever lost a phone, your laptop and things of that nature, those are the things that we usually have a community service officer at our, window, and you could come there and explain to them whatever your service need is, and they will assist you. In addition to that, because we are a fully service, function police department, we also have what's commonly known as the SWAT team. We call it something else here, but it's, traditionally SWAT. We have a bomb team, we have canines, we have everything that, a major city would have, but just on a much smaller scale. So I didn't really have many slides. I'm going to turn this portion over to our community service officer, Ms. Young.
Can we do that? Can I get a motion to extend time?
Oh,
I'm
am I
not sure
running out of-
to extend by 10 minutes, please.
Oh, thank you.
Break it in. So you guys brought it up. No worries. Motion to extend time by Senator Reading for 10 minutes, seconded by Senator Redarte. Any objections?
So, community service officer, Young is gonna come up and he's just gonna really give an overview of some of the resources that you may or may not be using. Before I turn it over, by show of hands, I asked this question last time, how many of you have the Berkeley, safety app on your phones? Okay, so not everybody said, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we really encourage you to the extent that you feel comfortable to download the app. Some of the services that Min's gonna talk about is, you could just with the touch of your finger, request those services through that app. If you needed, an escort and things of that nature. It just has some really valuable, safety information and tips on there, what to do in an emergency. But I'm not trying to steal any thunder from anybody. I got you guys on deck too. I know we only have 10 more minutes, so I will try to go as quickly as possible, but I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, hello everyone, my name is Young. I'm a program coordinator over at the CSO program. You guys probably know us, we're wearing the bright yellow polos and doing our Safe Walk program. So the app that she was talking about, is Downtowner. If you guys have it on your phone, it should be connected with the ASUC safety app as well. But essentially, it works kind of like a Uber system, where you put a pickup location as well as a drop off location. We come and we walk you to wherever you need to be. Right now we start at 7 p.m. We put a dust there because when daylight savings hits, we actually start at 6 p.m. And then the last time you can ever request a call is at 2:30 a.m. We will keep on having a presence out on the campus until 3 a.m. And then basically paratransit using the same app comes on at 3 a.m. So yeah, if you guys ever feel like you guys need to walk at night, you guys see one of us, essentially kind of just like wandering around the campus doing security checks, feel free to ask for a walk and we'll walk along with you.
Thank you so much. And then last, but certainly not least, I want to introduce my other special guests, Officer Perez and Officer Cortez. They will introduce themselves and just kind of give you an overview of what the day in the life of the UCPD officer is and tell you a little bit about what they do on a daily basis. Thank you.
I'm good with, no mic.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, it's for the recording.
Oh, for the.
Yeah,
recording.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So good afternoon, I'm Officer Cortez, I've been with UCPD for 6 years now. Usually on a bicycle, so if you guys see me on a bicycle, feel free to say hi. Kind of like how the chief said, this is what we're here for, is for service and for servicing the community. So if you guys see anybody that needs help, whether they're a student or not, feel free to call us, call anybody in a fluorescent polo to come help. Because that's what we're here for, we're here 24/7 for you guys to make sure that you guys have a safe environment to learn in and have a good time on your work. So hand it over to.
I've spread that ACPD, I've been here for almost 2 years now. I'm on the legal side, you guys have a lot more with this. Work with trouble department. Put more partners there, we're here for you guys, any kind of question you guys have or needs you guys have, give us a call. We're on 24/7, 7 days a week, so it doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning, if you need something, an emergency, anything. Give us a call, we answer anything from like medical stuff to like, criminal stuff, right? So. If you guys have any questions, just give us a call, is there a question out for us?
Is there any more presentation left? Because we can segue into questions.
No, it's just, that pretty much was the last of the question.
Great, yes, Joshua has a question.
Hi, nice to see you all again. I was one of the people asked about warning last time. The question I have today, again, I'm not too sure if you're able to answer, but the string of firearm related incidents, whether it be the person that posted on Instagram, the school that was the police department. I know that it kind of was communicated through the grapevine, at least in the circles that I'm in, that the Berkeley Police Department detained him. I was also wondering if there was a connection between the fire trails incident and also there was another one with pointing a gun at a talker. So I was just curious what the connections are between the two, because I know in my personal conversations there's been a lot of questions like particularly.
Thank you so much for the question. So the short answer is there was not a connection between the two. I'm not familiar with the person that brandished a weapon toward a jogger that was on the trail. And then there was a social media post by a person that said they wanted to obtain AR-15 weapons to come to Berkeley to do notorious activity. So those are the types of things that we really see this as a community concern. Yes, we are law enforcement. We are going to engage in our job. It's to stop, prevent, mitigate any type of threat to the community. But we really depend on the community to call us, text us, email. You can be anonymous. You don't have to give your name. Don't say where you're calling from. But if you know something, we really depend on you to be like an extension of our eyes and ears. If you see a person that's acting in a suspicious manner, and sometimes you can't even necessarily put your finger on it, it's just something that's making you feel uncomfortable, they rubbing back your neck, standing up. Or sometimes you do know, you may know someone that's having challenges. Sometimes the person may be having mental health challenges. It always doesn't have to be the AR-15 type guy, but you may know someone that needs a resource. If we don't have the resource within the PD, we will definitely find the resource, get you connected with apps or whatever the person may need. We don't have the mental health campus mobile response, so they are working on bringing that back. It did fall under UCP, but again, it's an extension of resources. But when you see something, please say something, even if you feel more comfortable doing so anonymously. Thank you for the question.
Like,
Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Ray and I am excited to represent the international student community. With the recent, concern about ICE on campus, events, it has been a really concerning thing for the international and immigrant student communities. And with the recent, February SB98 passing, campuses are now required to, notify students as soon as possible. And in other higher education campuses, such as CSU San Marcos, we have seen their campus police department mobilizing their department to help verify ICE presence on campus or report to ICE activities just to verify any rumors at when there is a need. So what is your department's current protocol of monitoring and improving ICE activity, near or on the UC Berkeley campus. And if, there's not much like, article taking place, would you be open to implementing, similar procedures to all the department to verify ICE activity?
Yes, thank you so much for that question as well. So we have a fully detailed protocol that has gone out in a mass communication to anyone that has a Berkeley email address. Know your rights, what to do, who to call, who to contact. I can share that link with Isha, and that would be helpful to the group. But there's numbers on there, general counsel, legal counsel, what they will do in those instances when you don't have to. There's different types of warrants, the criminal warrant, or they'll tell you when you have to act in a certain manner and when you don't respond. Again, you see something that you feel like should be reported, those numbers are on there for you to reach out, and they are going to respond. UCPD doesn't have a role per se to assist ICE at any point in their operations. So they are federal authority operating under a federal statute. And what I have said to everyone that has asked me a similar question is, we don't get involved in ICE's operation. We don't prevent ICE from doing their operation as well. We don't have the authority to do that. But that link that I will share will give you detailed information regarding our protocols here at UC Berkeley.
Could I ask a follow-up question? Could you clarify a little bit more, when you don't have the power to prevent ICE activity, to what extent are you going to protect students?
So we will protect students at all times, whether it's ICE or anybody else, from any criminal or terrorist activity. So if there's a crime being committed, then we could absolutely intervene. But just because someone is doing a federal investigation, that's not the UC police department's position to intervene within a federal investigation when someone has authority to do that investigation.
Wait, sorry, before Abdullah's question, can I just borrow the mic? We need to extend time if somebody can motion.
And I have about, have to go now, but I'll try to take one.
I think that's okay, yeah, we can just answer, yeah.
No problem.
Well, thank you for being here. So the quick question still off of what you just got right now. I know you can't intervene necessarily in like ICE's operations. But I had a question, if there's like room for maybe like collaboration with like community organizers or whatnot, or whenever there is like a potential for confirming like ICE spotting, like mobilize like students, professors, faculty members, to get on that scene. So it's not necessarily like UCPD intervening, but providing space to like, partner documented students and peers. For potential spotting. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes absolute sense, and I think the link that I'm going to provide will give you the resources that you would need to connect with. To say we want to go and engage, or you have lawyers that will be representing you, and they provide links to that as well. So that information will all be there. And I'll take that information back to the communications team here that I know push that out. Because sometimes we think that we are pushing things out and it's getting where it needs to go, but just by a show of hands of how many don't have the safety app, or may not necessarily, you see warn me, but it's kind of hit or miss, or the Know Your Rights campaign. That was a whole initiative that started at the UCOP level, and we were probably mandated is a strong word, but we were required to put that information out regarding the questions that you asked. So the information has been pushed out, but if it's not getting to where it needs to go, you can find other mediums to share those things with everybody that needs to know. Thank you so much again for having me. We look forward to continuous engagement, and please, if you have additional questions and I didn't get to you, please email them and we will respond. All right, thank you so much for your time.
If anybody has more questions, you can feel free to email me and I'll forward them. Okay, perfect. Next up, we have another guest presentation from the Office of Sustainability. So it's getting on. Oh, sure. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Alina Halstenberg. I'm a Clean Energy Fellow in the Office of Sustainability. And today I wanted to present briefly on the new Clean Energy Campus project that Berkeley has been working on for a really long time, but will start to affect students more now. So at the center of Berkeley's current energy system is a natural gas-fired cogeneration plant, which is the primary source for electricity and heating for campus buildings. And you've probably noticed that it's located on the southwest corner of campus by is it Edwards Diamond? Evans Diamond. And so when it was first built in 1987, the cogeneration plant was a state-of-the-art facility, efficiently producing both electricity and steam. And emissions from the fossil fuels used in the cogeneration plant system contribute to the majority of campus's Scope 1 greenhouse gas emissions and remain the biggest challenge to achieving the university's 2045 goal of reducing emissions by 90%. The cogeneration system was originally designed to power the entire campus, and since it was constructed almost 40 years ago, it's now inadequate to meet the campus's growing energy needs and incurs increasing operating costs under California's Cap and Trade regulatory framework. As a result, the campus is increasingly relying on the local utilities such as PG&E for additional power to keep up with growth. So with the cogen plant nearing the end of its useful life, these upgrades have become increasingly disruptive and cost prohibitive. So just briefly going over the history. So in 2015, over those couple of years, as the cogen plant was identified as an issue, the consulting group was brought in to evaluate potential options. There were actually many and three key ones, but in the end, Berkeley decided to go fully electric, which is exciting. Then in 2021, Berkeley officially launched the Berkeley Clean Energy Campus, so the BCEC initiative, and also initiated the Integrated Resource and Activation Plan, the IRAP, which outlines the plans. In January 2022, there was the final commitment to electrifying and forming the Clean Energy Campus Advisory Committee to plan and design the BCEC project, which had a lot of faculty, student, and admin representatives. And then in 2022, June, there was an incredible amount of student engagement and action, the UC Green New Deal, BERG, ASUC resolutions, petitions, letters, and so on, all sent to the California State Finance Committee, combined with the Office of Sustainability Administration, and we managed to secure $249 million for the BCP. And then in 2023, the UC Board of Regents approved $40 million in funding for pre-construction designs and plans for the BCPC. And then finally, most recently, these $249 million in state funds are going to be financed through debt financing, so in increments over the next 10 to 25 years due to the Big Beautiful Bill. But this funding is strictly allocated for capital projects and cannot be redirected to other budget items such as academics. And so it's really can only be used for this project specifically. So just as to what it might look like, there's the electric heating and cooling plant, which will be located on North Field between social sciences down here and then Morris Library with us gym on the top side. And then it will provide heating and cooling to existing and new campus buildings through a hot and cold water piping system, and will be powered by 100% clean electricity. There'll also be an 85-foot thermal energy storage tank in the corner you can see, to hold that water, and so it will definitely be visible. And once the heating and cooling plant is finished, the field will be put back on it, so you can use for sports or various activities. Okay, just a quick timeline. Phase 1 will officially start in mid-2026, so literally just in a couple of months, and it will connect the top half of campus, so like by the hills, and then the bottom half will stay connected to the cogeneration plant. Currently, the design stage has been finalized, so construction development is almost finalized, so definitely construction will be visible already in the fall semester. As phase 2 starts in late 2028, early 2029, the cogeneration plant will shut down, but the boiler will only be shut down at the start of phase 3. And phase 2 connects the rest of the campus, and then phase 3 basically introduces more distributed energy resources such as fuel cells, battery storage, and solar, and so on. Okay, I'm racing through it. So finally, this project really matters for the UC Berkeley student body because it will be a massive infrastructure overhaul with construction affecting every aspect of the campus. These disruptions will be extremely apparent starting this fall already, as I said. And there's currently a plan in place for student communication, although we're still unsure of what exactly that will look like, likely emails or flyers, but we're not entirely sure. So we would really appreciate senator support on this as it begins in the next few weeks, really. And this project will really power our campus for the next 50 to 100 years. So it's a super important and really impressive but huge undertaking. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Questions?
Any questions? It's a big cost.
For me here, this is a bit of an informative presentation. I was just wondering where the plans is gonna be. So, yeah, so this is, that's my understanding of the, yeah, sorry. I know it's really confusing graphic, but this whole thing right now in Millfield is, so this is social sciences, that's more of my was to do that, as you can clear. This is currently where this sports field is, so right under it will be the heating, cooling plant with lots of chillers and so on. And then there will mostly be underground, but you will be able to see a little bit of it. And everything else will also be disrupted, so they'll create new roads and so on. And then, yeah, as I said, the field will be put back on. But this currently, where they're building the bank for parking structure, this massive 85 foot tank will be introduced to you. So that's going to be the geothermal energy with, yeah, 2 million gallons of water. Yeah. That's the question.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, what I saw the timeline, but I didn't see when is it being done?
It's kind of a continuous process, so there's not necessarily an end date, but it will probably with various like upgrade will continue until mid 2030s, but phase 3 officially begins end of 2030, early 2031, and most of that once the boilers have been decommissioned for the cogeneration plant and we're not relying on that anymore. It's basically just introducing some new distributed energy resources like solar and wind and so on, fuel cells and so on. But it will just slight upgrades will happen continuously throughout many years.
It's okay. Wait, somebody just is there any mics over there? You don't have to.
Okay, great. I wanted to ask, maybe I missed
There's
it,
three.
but what exactly
Yeah, there's
this would improve or like, so like, would it, I guess, connect to like electricity right here, like our lights, for AC? Are we gonna get AC?
Yeah, sorry if I wasn't clear on that, but basically, yes, so currently the whole campus, 90% is powered by the cogeneration plant, and since it's powered by fossil fuels, we want to completely get rid of that and switch to fully 100% clean electricity. And in order to do that, we have to strip everything on campus and implement new pipes, which are huge pipes, so that will flow hot and cold water through it, and then power all the buildings on campus. First, north half in phase 1, and then the bottom half in phase 2, and it will power everything like light, electricity, everything.
And this only extends to campus, right? So like, if for some reason it malfunctions, it wouldn't turn off the power in like, south side apartments and.
Yeah, so as of right now, it's mainly just like on campus, so residential halls and so on won't be connected just yet, maybe down the line in about 10 years or so, but we will still be relying on PG&E, and so to like especially during peak hours and so on, we'll take the PG&E, we'll have a lot of grid lines, but hopefully those distributed energy resources later on can help with that shaping.
She's a commissioner.
Okay, so my question was, since one, from my understanding, like disruptive pathways and
the details. Sort of, is there any kind of working down with like visibility, the department, the reworking a lot of the pathways and thing for, also now. Absolutely, great question, thank you. And I actually there's we've been speaking up to Architect, and she's got a whole plan with accessibility pods, and so it will happen in sections, so it's not the whole campus at once, it will be like just away. So they've definitely put out various routes and plans and made that yeah, disability access yeah, accessible. Yeah.
Any questions? All right, well, thank you so much, Lena. He was walking around on the microphone. All right, so we're gonna go ahead to general public comment right now. So if there's any members of the public here for public comment, you can go ahead and line up on this side. A reminder that this portion of the meeting is dedicated to general matters relating to ASUC, and that ASUC senators have to be invited to interrupt speakers that are disrupting the orderly conduct of Senate proceedings. So you'll have 2 minutes to give your public comment, and I'll tell you out there for the second, so feel free to introduce yourself. Right, it's great time.
Yeah, at this point, I think most of you know me. I'm Nyan Bell. You guys are learning a lot about me in my ASUC capacity, but I'm also actually here in my Committee on Student Fees capacity. And since the event that I'm advocating for is tomorrow, this might be the last time you hear from me in this capacity this semester, hopefully in any capacity this semester. Again, the Student Fee Forum tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. over in East Poly Ballroom. I would love it if you guys can spread the word to your communities and just let people learn a little bit more about where their about $1,500 in fees every year goes. So if you're interested or you think your community would be interested, I would love it if you guys spread the word. And there's free food. So if anyone's hungry or just doesn't want to cook, which is like all of campus, please let them know they should come as well. Thank you.
I'll be there. Jonathan's speaking, and I know if you guys like to hear Jonathan. I know I do. Okay, any other public comments? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and move on to response to general public comment. Does any senator want to offer a response to the public comment? Right. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to executive officer reports. We're gonna skip Abigail's for now, but she's on her way and asked to go later in the meeting. So I'll go ahead and go first. So we go. What does yes, these are my updates for the week. I wanted to start with I was just thinking about like terms and how much time we had left. So I thought this would be cool, like just centering thing. So senators, especially commissioners, it's an 8-month term that you're elected for. So that's 243 days. And there's still 37 days left in your term. So I just kind of want to put in perspective, there's still about 15% left in all of your terms. And so I was just kind of reflecting on it because I'm feeling nostalgic and thinking about my time and the advocacy I want to continue and pass on. And so, yeah, I mean, like, this is really the time to be present, make sure all your goals for the year are wrapped up as much as you can. And also we do some intentional transition planning, and that's something me and Shelby are working together on to be really intentional about, because a lot of times in the ACC, there's a lot of turnover year to year. So think about what those things are that you want to be long lasting and what knowledge you feel like you want to pass on to others. And we'll be doing a lot of stuff at Succession Summit and around Succession Summit as well, for you guys to all be able to write that down on paper and pass it on to whoever is filling your 21 seat after this. So yeah, just wanted to do that first. These are some meetings I went to last week. One thing I wanted to flag, on Friday, I have a meeting. I sit on the Space Assignments and Capital Improvements Committee of campus, and we're doing a special meeting about the unnaming and renaming of the Cesar Chavez Student Center. So there was like a public comment period that was sent out to campus, but if you have any other thoughts before I go to that meeting, just let me know. And I think we're gonna be voting on the unnaming, and then I don't know if we're voting on what the new name would be if we have named it, but just let me know if you have any thoughts on that topic, because I know a couple of you guys have been talking about it as well. We have 2 resolutions on the consent calendar. One of them is gonna go to ExCom still next week, and then hopefully will be voted on next week. And then we have upcoming programming this Friday. Ideally, we're gonna have multicultural fair. Pray for no rain if you're able to, but that we'll see how that all goes. But if it's happening, make sure to come out. We're gonna have a bunch of cool organizations, we have like 20 organizations and a bunch of dance groups and things like that. Next Wednesday before Senate, we have a undocumented ally training that we're doing with Undocumented Student Affairs Commission and Undocumented Students Program. So you can learn how to be a better ally to undocumented and immigrant community. And we have incentives for those to come. We also have an event called Ready Set Cal Day coming up. It's a harm reduction event. We're gonna have giveaways from the Cal Student Store, giving out drug testing strips, contraceptives, basically just harm reduction materials ahead of 420 and Cal Day. I think it's the Thursday or Friday before, but I'll update that next week when I present. But yeah, and then we have a bunch of early programming that we're doing for 6 weeks. So exciting stuff. Some updates for me. One thing I wanted to highlight, the deadline to submit your resolutions, Dana wanted me to say this, is on the 20th. So any resolutions you want to write, make sure you turn them in by the 20th so that they can be considered for this year. Otherwise, it might go to intersemester committee. As we said, any collabs coming up, a couple of these updates I had last time, but I just wanted to put them on there again in case anybody missed last week's meeting. Doing a lot of stuff with the North recently, so that's exciting. We might have Evans Furniture, old Evans Furniture coming to the Northeast, so. Okay, these are all my contacts, if you're interested in anything that we're up to. And then that's all I have for you all today. And then I see a question, yes. Somebody wants to, is there my?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanna ask if you knew of any of the potential names, the committee that you sit on, or going to be like go on?
Yeah, well, so basically what they did was they collected a bunch of public comments. There were like 400 people that submitted opinions and public comments about it. And it was mostly just asking like, do you want it to keep its name or do you want it to be renamed? And the overwhelming like consensus, I think it was like 97% of people who public commented said they wanted it to be unnamed. But they haven't like briefed us on anything ahead of the meeting of like, oh, we're considering like these 5 options. So I definitely know that we're probably gonna, right, I think we're probably gonna vote on the unnaming, but I don't know what the renaming process will look like. It might happen at this meeting, we might just start talking about it at this meeting, but there's no, they haven't like floated any names to us, the committee yet.
And then I guess when, in a moment where they do decide, so like, the, I guess, names to rename the building, will we get the opportunity as students to hear input?
I don't know for sure. I know that there was a public comment and like a lot of people in their comments were like, oh, I think it should be named this or that. When I was going through them, a lot of people said Dolores Puerta, a couple other suggestions I saw, but I don't know if like there's gonna be a public process for like, oh, suggest this or that name. But people did in their comments already suggest some. It was like you campus-wide messaging that went out last week for people to be able to share their thoughts. But I don't know exactly what the process looked like. I'll update you guys in something. Yeah. Great. Okay, great. Any other questions? All right, thank you guys. Okay, and the next up we have academic affairs vice president Jenny Tran. Is there anyone here to give that presentation? Okay, if not, we'll go ahead and move on to our student advocates. And then if anyone's here to give a presentation, just share it with Senate admin assistant so she can link it on the minutes to be publicly accessible. It's senateadmin@asuc.org.
Okay. Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy April. I'm sorry to be here on April Fool's, fun times, but I hope everything is calming down for you guys midterm wise. You guys have like a little break and this awkward phase in between the exams and then our finals. But yeah, good to see everyone. I had a pretty chill week, honestly, just like a few internal meetings with leadership within SAO, all staffs. Also had some internal policy meetings, SPSF as well as MAF. And then outside of that, I met with OT or Abby's office as well as the GA alongside Abby, specifically to talk about the mutual aid fund and what we want to do moving forward with the mutual aid fund. So we just talked about like some potential options for next year. Some people, we applied for funding via tax for mutual aid fund to continue the efforts that we did this year, supporting undocumented and mixed status students.
But just trying to see how we can further continue that by potentially housing the fund within the ASUC, specifically within SAO. We have housed funds within SAO in the past. We have the Rural Student Support Fund, and we supported students who were trying to re-enroll back into the university. So we're trying to see if there's a way in which we can support undocumented status students continually, as well as other students with the display like financial need that we see within our casework. So we're trying to figure out how that could potentially work, which is why we met with the DA today, and they told us a lot about their graduate stability mutual aid fund, and they have a very, very robust system, and they gave a lot of like logistical information about how that mutual aid fund even operates and who's served by that mutual aid fund, as well as how it could potentially be implemented at the undergraduate level within the ASUC. So that was a super cool conversation to have, and we'll be continually meeting with them. We have another check-in about this next week as well, but we'll be doing it alongside the Basic Needs Center and FASO. Just as a reminder, the mutual aid fund from this past year did get housed in the within FASO, but it was in a collaboration with the Basic Needs Center through the Basic Needs Emergency Fund. We're just checking in before the school year ends just to see how the funds were allocated and get some more information about what students were served by this fund, how much of the funding is actually left, and just any data that we can keep in mind about how many students are really impacted by the mutual aid fund. I think this could be really great for trying to continue to work for the mutual aid fund and supporting students specifically from undocumented backgrounds. So we'll be meeting next week to talk about that. Also, we'll be meeting with the GA to talk about Student Parent Support Fund. I think my designee Marina last week had mentioned this, but SPSF did get over $25,000 for the initiative, so we will be allocating that to student parent needs on campus. So that's super exciting. We're still trying to figure out how exactly we want to allocate it. We know that the student parent system on campus has a lot of need at this moment, is because they've had a lot of staffing and funding cuts. And there's only one staff member there currently, which is Tommy, who's the director of Student Parent Center. So there's a lot of need there, especially in like general operations. So we might potentially house the funding there, but also I know there's still a need in FAFSA for student parent grants that are already existing, so you might also see if we can allocate some funding there as well. Outside of that, I have a check-in with AVP to just talk about our partnership over this next year. We'll also be meeting with Mark States to talk about gaps. Meeting with the Vice Chancellor at Inclusion Fab tomorrow to talk about SPSF a little bit more, and then yeah, that GA meeting that I already mentioned. But other than that, here are all of the contacts, and if you ever need to access our services, you can always reach out to me or specifically to our helpline. And yeah, are there any questions? Great, thank you guys.
Great, and then next up we have our External Affairs Vice President Calvin.
Good evening, everyone. For any comments for this evening. So first of all, once again, I'm doing some web for distribution and also, actually we're out. So just web for distribution, in the interim, until we get some more knowledge about, check out benefits. You guys have any, needs for that? We're going to continue to do a web for distribution until the end of the semester. And then continually, resolution, I wanted to bring up this resolution that moved to EA consideration due to time urgency. So I just wanted to open it up to any questions. I'll talk about briefly for a bit. If we might have any questions about this resolution, you can feel free to ask me. Basically, Assembly Member Veloza is an assembly member at the California State Assembly. She has introduced a constitutional amendment to the California State Constitution, which would expand the student region representation, the student regions on the UC Board of Regents from 1 to 2 states. And so this resolution is being moved to immediate consideration because
the assembly member would like to do an in-person event on campus and, that requires logistical issues that requires a resolution immediately. So, apologies. There's just been a lot of moving pieces along, about this resolution recently, so, apologies for any hassle that, but yeah. If any questions, I'll open that up to questions actually, for my comments. Again, there is the one-time 20 million funding to support UC basic needs centers and disability services programs at the University of California. We mentioned that as a part of the needs that these centers on our campus and campuses that the UC have had. And that was picked up by State Senator Perez, and she is championing that as a budget request as part of the annual state budget. So if you have any testimonials of how either your basic needs center or the PSP center has personally supported you, please feel free to email me and send them out. And then also shout out to Senator Cindy Billick, the integration lawyer panel and info session that we had on Monday, where we were able to hear from a very talented lawyer, former Cal lawyers, about the different immigration pathways for students to be able to obtain either a visa or eventually green card of citizenship. Thank you. Any questions about the resolution? ACA 18 or in general? No? Okay, thank you.
All right, and then we're gonna look back around to our ASUC president.
Some video.
Later, but no,
Essa não tá legal.
okay.
Essa tá legal. 20-ish.
Good to see you all. Apologies from cultural practice. Speaking of, May 2nd, Delaware Filipino Culture Night 50. You guys should be there. Kind of a little fun solo, so if you love cultural events, you should support it. Thank you. I wanted to shout out everyone who came to our ASUC seniors too. So cuteness. Yeah, so special. I know it was on Easter, so that's totally my hat. It was really good to see everyone. This is my personal favorite photo because I still right, I took it myself, annual. But yeah, so but yeah, thank you everyone who came to the ASUC shoot. And that also includes stories. Or student stuff, so there's graduating senior and having people that so. Okay, I'm thinking about updates. For university business and partnerships, we talked about the licensing alcohol timeline, so y'all know that I'll see your thing we're talking about last semester, talking about next steps. And also still deciding the current relationship and who the next policy person. Brand lead for next year. I connected Jenny with the dean of LNS. I don't know if those knew this, but the executive dean of life sciences, I didn't know if they should move to Santa Cruz, so we wish you well. Because I work in hiring a new team, so just connecting Jenny this week, finishing up academic areas, and then we get a push question for you. Also connected USAC to the Berkeley Council team because we talked about their ASUC task force committee about sending out more updated and more called better verbiage for documents and support resources, so working with these on that project. And this is, I sound like a broken record, but because I'm used to the board visitors every day, so cancer external strategic advisory board. Is basically their nonprofit arm of the work for this university. So high level presentation, but it's panel style. Me and Tanya will be doing it alongside one of the former health, one of the former sports reps, and this student from wellness and cool. I also love events. I was in the ASUC Innovation Board. Your student board alongside Alvin. Oh, thank you. I also participated in interviews with headmasters and talk about this week. I wanted to shout out Helpline, we raised over $10,000. I'm very proud of this community and the piece of work. And hopefully more of those can attend Helpline next year. But it was really great. And it's great to see all these events as well. Also was here for our community for the DOT. Also had a meeting with the vice provost of my goodness. Undergraduate education that's all over the writing team. Talking about that, I'm sure Abe is always talk about that, but just really kind of next steps here. And having these big chances happen, I just wanted to be transparent with y'all. We talked about. Sorry, go ahead. We talked about the work visitors, the ungaming of Cesar Chavez, there's an emergency stalking meeting that usually happens Friday. I requested an update on the transfer strategic plan, so for y'all, we did the session back in December, not consolidating that, so other focus groups for other students to participate. Also ABP brought up the Department of AI Statements Initiative, UAW for 11 tentative agreement, and then talking about moving forward today, that is being student in AAD this upcoming fall. And we have set up another meeting just in case for my successor for the AADP successors kind of thing for the transition. So we're working with the transition cabinet next year. Upcoming things I want to mention, Cal State we're finalizing our allocations this Thursday, interviewing with the student union board, capital strategy committee. Also, this is pretty long, but not that. And we have ASUC investment meeting next Friday with Baltimore Trust, Isha and J9 or CFO 9. Yeah. Cool. These are a lot of events for OP running up here. Some of these I really want to preface and share is we have a senior night with the senior class council this Friday in the Alumni House with Alumni Association, 6 to 8 p.m. to 5. Really along there, we love prize food, like if you're a senior, you should. That's gonna be help. We have community careers event, multiple events event, the fundraiser. We're doing AAPI concert collaboration with Superb. Thank you, Superb, for being open to continue working with the ASUC and open week signaling. And we're also having collaboration with the HGSA. We're having help for each other from all comes. So, oh my time. Sorry, can I have like 3 minutes? My bad.
I would extend time by 3 minutes. I was gonna say Sydney time, Senator time, I'm just extend time by 3 minutes, seconded by Senator Mayman, any objections?
Thank you, Sydney. Yeah, we're in collaboration with HFA next Tuesday, come to by. We have a law firm visit, we just a finance workshop with Sydney's office. And I am still ongoing, we're visiting a bunch of the events. We have our workshop collaboration, working on a community bridge project. How about the PJS programming, and then doing the advocacy policy institutional work. I do have 5 solutions being introduced as kind of Monday, so if any questions or let me know. Also working on all experience-based standards as well. And other little things, always kind of and the banquet, working on programming for Zen Day and foster care release. It's a lot, but any questions for me? Yes.
Somebody pass, there's a mic right there.
Abby, I have a quick question. With regards to the union education, so I was wondering if the franchise center settlement was brought up, and I'm just more curious on how the implementation of that settlement or the consideration of the advisory definition, how to play students like.
Yeah.
Student level.
Yeah, thank you for following up. We did talk about that today. Before I shared a more informal report, I wanted to gather questions from you all. So I think that I will know after this meeting, requesting for questions that if you have anything specific, you can email that over to David Robinson. But essentially, I don't want to get this incorrect. Because there's a lot of tricky policy work or policy words in it, but essentially they're not adopting a specific policy. And the university, as a University of California, has adopted the additional IHRA definition. This is something that the legal team, as the data development team, is still working on, kind of trying to adopt in relation with these regions, these officer residents. That's the update that we have now. We're still following up to see the OPHD implementation of that side. So don't want to get that incorrect, but I'd rather send out a formal email, but they can bring it up. And if folks have any other questions, I'm more than happy to include that in the update. Any other questions? Okay, thanks y'all.
Big claps for that. All right, next up, we're gonna move on to our next section of reports, which is admin office. Everyone give it up for general manager's office.
Oh. He's in there. I love that.
We were doing this.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Wait, it's on the mic. Is it? Please talk again.
Hello.
Hey, I think it's on the mic. Okay, yeah.
I'll just hold her.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, can you guys hear? No,
It's not catching on.
it's not good. Maybe unplug it and just hold it so that you can. Okay, try now.
Hello.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, can everybody see the slides that I'm presenting?
Yes.
Perfect. Wait, I don't think my headphones are connected to my. How does that sound?
Good. Yeah, you're good.
Perfect. Okay. I'm presenting now.
Yes, you're good. You're all set.
Hi everyone, my name is Tommy. I'll be presenting for the first half of Josh's presentation, but I know a few of you haven't met me yet, but of course my name is Tom, or Tom to some. Hi, once again, my name is Tommy, and I'm currently your admin office's web manager for the 25 to 26 academic year. I know we all haven't really met face to face, so I wanted to take this time to really formally, as well as obnoxiously, kind of introduce myself. A few things about me, of course, I'm a junior studying data science and cognitive science. A few things I am and like to do. I'm a baddie. I like to eat hot chip and lie. But actually, what's most important to me right now is redesigning the ASUC website. Yes. For this past year, I've been taking a lot of time to really kind of go into the ASUC website to restructure the navigation bar. Thank you, Isha. To redesign the homepage, exec page, as well as the employee page. Work on each of your individual profiles. Although not all of them are really completed yet, please send your profiles if you need them completed. Additionally, I've also worked on the impact tracker. Thank you, Shalom, for getting that done. And then lastly, I'm also standardizing all the other pages, such as the student services, the about, and set pages. That said, I still have a lot to do going from now to the end of the semester, as well as the next year. And some of that includes fixing all the minor bugs on the website design, because WordPress is low-key the worst website. Okay, I haven't completed that sentence, but you'll never know what I finished and said. If there are any requests that you might have, whether that's like for your individual pages, please reach out to me through the ASUC Slack channel. That will be like the easiest way to reach me. Additionally, you can reach out to me through the my email, which is the webmanagement@asuc.org, or my personal one or personal email. And if I'm not responding to the web management email, please CC my personal email. I will respond much easier on that. Because I'm working, I'm unable to use my personal devices, so it's likely that I just
did not get the time to see it, so please see me. And then lastly, I also sent this web update QR code in the Slack channel. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but please scan this QR code. Just this is where I'll look through all of the web updates that I've made. And additionally, please stop reaching out to Shlomo for web updates. I know that there's a lot of kind of requests on the website that are reaching Shlomo. And I just wanted to kind of emphasize that I am responsible for the website. I'm the web manager for the admin office. I feel really bad. We're stressing Shlomo out. We need to make sure that he is calm for his final year. And lastly, of course, I do want to emphasize one additional thing. I am currently not in the Bay Area. So to some who might know, I am currently employed for a co-op. So I'm on the East Coast right now. I'm in Boston. So I'm running like 3 hours after your time specifically. So right now it's like 12:16 a.m. But that's completely fine. I'm also working a 9 to 5 right now. As I mentioned before, I am working full time. Though it is hybrid, Monday and Fridays. I mainly work on like the weekends. So that's when I get most of the work done. And then lastly, of course, I am freezing in this desolate frozen land. It is very cold. I was trying to survive in -1 degree weather and it did not really work out well for me. So please take that in your own. There's a small technicality, but just please keep in mind of these time differences if you do have any requests for me. It might not reach me. I tend to sleep early to wake up early for work. And so 10 p.m. for me might be 7 p.m. for you. If you need me to do an urgent task, please reach out to me at times where I might be awake. I'm awake from 3 a.m. your time to 7 p.m. your time. So just for reference. And yeah, that concludes my presentation. Thank you guys for listening. And it's super nice to meet you guys. My view right now is just of Joss, but I hope you guys enjoy this presentation. Joss, you want to switch your computer? Rotate your computer so I can see everyone.
Actually, oh wait, I'm so sorry. So okay, it's like, yeah, well, I have my back. Oh. Well, it's good to see you on time. I don't know if you guys see anyone.
Can't see anyone. Well, it's super nice to meet you guys. Lovely working with you all. Please reach out to me. I'll be sending these slides in Slack later today, or maybe tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
They'll be included in the agenda as well.
Yes. So these slides will be available to you all. Please reach out to me. Slack is definitely the easiest way you can get to me. Slack or my personal email. I'll even send you my phone number if I have to. But yeah, thank you guys.
Any questions? I guess so, yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, perfect. All right, now we're gonna move on to our next committee. I don't have the agenda. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now we're going to move on to charter program reports, starting with Cal TV. You guys have slides you want me to present? Or?
Just sure.
Okay. Do you check what's an admin assistant? Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Forwarded to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. We're the two representatives from Cal TV. We're very excited to be here. Yeah, Cal TV is UC Berkeley's premier student-run media organization. I'm one of the executive vice president, or executive co-presidents, Shelby Green. I'm a little about me, a current senior. I have been at Cal TV for 6 semesters now, started out in the entertainment department, and now I help lead the club alongside Chris.
Hi guys, I'm Christian, I'm a junior, one of the co-presidents. I've also been in the club for 6 semesters at this point. I was originally part of the news department, and yeah, we're really excited to just talk about what we've done recently. So, just a quick rundown. So, we are a student training program. We're going to emphasize the training part, and we're a UC part. That's why we're here today. And we're a UC Berkeley's oldest student media club. We've been here since 05. Some people say we've been here for longer than that. It's an open question. And we're filled with just passionate media makers, content creators, filmmakers, journalists, people who are interested in doing like entertainment pieces, marketing pieces. We're filled with a lot of different content creators, and we're really proud of that. Some of our quick statistics, we have, as of right now, 3.2 million views on YouTube, 2.2 million views on TikTok. If you look at our Instagram, we can't pull the number easily, but I'm sure that number is also in the millions, and we're all really proud of that.
Yeah, so a little bit more information on us. We're super proud to say that we are made up of 5 departments that are all essentially running independently. We are a collaborative process, obviously we're gonna work together in certain aspects, but our departments will make content specific to them. So briefly talking about the news department, which covers campus, local, global events, anything relevant to the student body and beyond. Our marketing team makes short form content and explores new opportunities for outreach. They do events planning, have exciting things on the horizon. Our entertainment department covers lots of campus and global culture. They make long form and short form videos, often featured on our YouTube and our Instagram. And our studios department creates original sketches, short films, general cinematic content. This semester, they're making 4 short films, set to come out sometime soon. And then our newest department official is sports. They have been reinstated a little bit, but we're excited to welcome them back on campus. They cover all things athletics, sports events, interview with student athletes, and so on. Yeah, but we're very excited to support all their departments separately and have them flourish their individual projects, but also work together and come together as a collective. Well. And alongside that, just speaking more about the general benefits of being in Cal TV, as we emphasize, it is a training program, so we invest a lot of time and effort into supporting our members as students and investing in giving them as many opportunities as possible for professional development. This includes internship opportunities. We have so many members that have gone on to work with ABC, Golden State Warriors, Google, Adobe, Warner Brothers, etc. Proud to say that we have an incredible alumni network that oftentimes reach back out to us, contact our members currently. That also includes professional development opportunities we work on. We host resume workshops. We support people in preparation for internships. Yes, first-hand advice to student professionals. A lot of the times that will include our graduates or alumni coming back and speaking about their current projects. We just had some Cal TV alum come and speak about their current work at Warner Brothers, at TikTok, at NBA 2K. Amazing opportunities to keep seeing how Cal TV can extend beyond college and then also coming back to talk to students currently. And then as well as personal enrichment opportunities, industry campus access. We, like we mentioned, opportunities to talk to student athletes, celebrities, politicians locally, get students in contact with professors, and so on. And then another facet is providing a large community network on campus of like-minded individuals, people who are creative, people who are pursuing careers in creative fields, and uplifting laughter.
I just want to talk really quick about some of the work that departments have done. So I know we came and presented last November, but some work that's been done recently is various departments covered process specifically about immigration coordinating process about that. They also did like a small spotlight on 51 5 million parade. Marketing, they've been working on the which is part of the event. We'll talk more about that later. They also made a video called Park Context, kind of like the subway optics that you see in New York. Everything's been working on, they work on something The video that I involved John, so and y'all remember that I did a video about that. That video's on YouTube. If you want to check it out. We also did a video about who's the cat wizard. That's also on YouTube. I don't know how great. Studio, some of the short films that they produced last semester and have will be on YouTube soon are Hey Roomy, which is a comedy film, and Major Earth is actually a musical about I think soccer. So you might want to check that out. And behind the scenes at Town TV Studios, which is a recent project. We'll be showing some of that really quickly. That's on YouTube as well.
We need a motion to extend time. Somebody motion.
Just every time by 10 minutes.
Senator Reading moves to extend time by 10 minutes, seconded by Senator Ugarte. Any objections?
Thank you. And sports we've been working on inside the end, which is kind of a recurring series just following local athletes, sports. The first video was about water polo. They've done with volleyball, gymnastics, so a lot of different sports. And they're actually working on it. Bear Call podcast, kind of just a summary of all things house sports you can play. So yeah, that's some of the content we've been working on. And oh wait, sorry, I forgot about this. And it's some collaborations and partnerships we've worked with recently. We've worked with Red Bull, Celsius. We covered AOC and Marie Sanders. We were covered with the Golden Ace. We're partnered with the Greek Deer, obviously we're partnered with the ACC. We covered Dipple Run Club, Outside Lands. We worked with Adobe. We've taken our members to the Mill Valley Film Festival. We continue to plan on doing that. And yeah, that's just one of the things that you can do.
And just to touch on this again, as Chris mentioned, our marketing department has been working on our largest event that happens annually, the Off-Beats Student Film Festival will be happening on April 23rd. I'm extending a formal invite to everyone here. This is open to not only student filmmakers, but all students and anyone in the Bay Area who's interested. Yeah, it is a film festival run by students and for students, so we accept submissions from not only Cal students, students all around the Bay, and independent filmmakers that want to submit. We also have a board of reviewers compiled from film professors at UC Berkeley who will be judging the films, and we will give out 5 awards with categories including best directorial debut, best editing, things like that. Really focused on recognizing student filmmakers, supporting them. As we mentioned, we have free food, free drinks. We're also going to be raffling off a lot of prizes. We are partnered with Golden Voice, so we'll be raffling off over 10 concert tickets, if that's any incentive to 10. And yeah, it's essentially like the Oscars, but LTV's version, the Oscars. It's an amazing event. We're really proud of it. Our marketing department has been working super hard. We're now at the Grand Lake Theater in Oakland. We will be having this event from 6 to 9 p.m. Like I said, on April 23rd. We'd love it if anyone who wants to show up could come, tell your friends. It's a really fun event, just supporting everyone's hard work in their films that those that are being awarded will also be screened. Yeah, now it's highlight some of our projects.
Yeah. Like I alluded to before, we go to stuff behind the scenes at LTV Studios. Video,
Yeah. Which one do you want to put?
The ones that.
Might have to.
available student in the building. Stay to the street, please. Have a card.
I like the song.
What happened to love?
It's very based in like hotel culture. I feel like everybody's too focused on their futures and they can't live the moment.
There's just not a lot of people going out and being very social.
The fact that a lot of people focus most of their life on competition, so they don't really have the social skills to like interact outside of that. What do you think about dating apps?
For people that don't have time as much time to meet other people and go through that entire thing of getting to know people and stuff like that, it's a good way for meet people and start dating.
I do a lot of it culture because like turns more like hookups and like one-time meetups, but I do feel like there's you can find love at a date for sure.
If I think about like having to tell my parents that I met somebody off of a dating app, like that's the worst thing ever. Like, getting it by you can find someone off of the yeah.
Alright, I think that's it from us, thanks guys. Any questions? Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we'll go ahead and move on to our next report. We have commission chairs here today, so we're gonna start with cultural and diversity affairs commission with Al. And as a reminder, make sure to share your presentation to the Senate admin at ASUC. Okay, hi everyone, these are updates for what CDAC has been up to over the past month. Just going into what we've accomplished, so we had our Mahjong night in collaboration with QR, which happened on March 15th. It was really fun. I personally learned how to play Mahjong, and I learned that I'm also bad at Mahjong, so you know, it's a big day for me. And then yesterday, we collaborated with a bunch of different practices to host an HPI town hall. I wasn't able to stay the whole time, but it was a really good experience. Really great being in community with everyone. And then we're continuing our coordination with the Women and Gender Minorities Caucus just to set some groundwork for potential collaborations next semester. We also have a lot of cool stuff coming up. So the first thing is we're having an event, not this Friday, but next Friday, called Prints and Pins. It'll be from 4 to 5:30 p.m. in the Hurstfield Annex, which is budget QR event space. So it'll basically be an event where we're learning about the history of zine and pin making as a mode of political advocacy, and then like how different communities have used them to empower themselves and also like resist against oppression. There'll be free food and drinks. The RSVP link is there. It's also up on our Instagram if you guys would like to repost. But yes, that should be really fun. We're also in the process of planning a unit collaboration with the Urban Student Association, along with the Office of Senator Cynthia Stein. So hopefully that should be happening in late April. That's our internal department. Also with our internal department, we're in communication with the Student Union Program Department. An event celebrating cultural diversity in the month of April. Again, that should be happening later this month. We have a meeting set up with them tomorrow, so that should be fun. And then the last couple things are more like not super set in stone, but hopefully will be happening. So we're in contact with a representative for a couple of potential guest speakers. The first one is Omega. He's a Chicano Indigenous artist. He focuses on hip hop and social justice with an Indigenous futurist lens. So hopefully we're able to get him to come in person, speak about his experiences. And then next semester, I personally was really sad to be listening to this because I love this artist, Frank Wong. He's a Lakota rapper, an educator, and his music is really good. So even if this doesn't end up happening, I encourage you all to check out his stuff.
But he unfortunately was not available this semester, but his people said that he's available next semester. So hopefully that'll be happening, and then just like come out and pull up just for that. Yes, that's kind of what we have on the agenda for.
Any questions? All right, thank you so much. All right, and then our next commission report is the Housing Commission.
Hi guys, I'm Abby and Sadisha, and we're from the ACC Housing Commission, and here are some updates. Here's 7.5 photos from our weekly meetings. And I'll just get right into it. For research, there's been some progress being done on our housing justice decal. The general framework has been established and they're kind of finishing up the details, and it should be done by the end of April, the full completed syllabus. We're also brainstorming a homeless outreach event that's probably going to take place more next semester with our new research team leads. We're thinking of collaborating with a medical group in the area or the Basic Needs Center, and it'll basically just kind of be a report on what community organizations are doing to address student homelessness. We also made a little bit of progress on a dorms transparency project that we thought was kind of a dead end, but our current research lead has been in meetings with Taya, who is the housing and dining consultant at UC Berkeley, and she's kind of learning how to understand the relationship and structure of the residential student services program and kind of how like dorm funds are allocated. And our housing action plan, although it's been delayed due to some events coming up, will be done by the end of the semester.
And so we had a housing action forum last Friday. It wasn't our best turnout, and I think we've learned not to have events on Friday. But we did have Beauty and Sarah show up, so thank you so much for your guys' support. And next week we're gonna be having our attendance rates week, which is gonna be sort of our last major event for the semester. And on Monday, we're gonna be doing some general tabling and interviews on Sprawl to understand like what kind of housing situations students are in currently. And then Tuesday is gonna be a freshman day. We're gonna be tabling in front of pros. To essentially just talk to freshmen and understand like where they're at with finding housing for their next year. And then Wednesday, we're trying to do a transfer event in Anchor House. Specifically just to understand like sort of the relationship between commuters and non-commuters and what that kind of looks like. And then our Thursday is gonna be a tenants rates panel, similar to sort of the housing action forum last semester, but on focus on tenants rates discussions. And our last day is gonna be an outreach event where the housing commission and our commissioners are gonna be going to the Dorothy Day House to volunteer time for a homeless center. Yeah.
Here's the post that's gonna be coming out hopefully tonight or tomorrow, just kind of on all the events. And just to get back on that, socials, we released also an apartment hunting guide on our Instagram account, which has been super helpful for students, just tips and tricks to know what to look like when you're know what to look for when you're on an apartment tour in Berkeley, especially with off-campus housing. Our housing action forum post came out. There's a commissioner interview video that demonstrates why our commissioners are passionate about housing that's gonna be released soon. And then, like I just said, the tenants rights post will be released. That's all. If you guys want to collaborate or communicate with us, here's all our information. Thank you so much.
All right, any questions? Awesome. So we'll go ahead and move on to our next commission report, which is the Sustainability Commission.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. It's just me today. I'm Ella. My co-chair Brenna's not here, but I'll just get into it really quick. I'll skim through the first 3 projects because our big event Sunstock is coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna highlight that. Ethical Eats is our restaurant sustainability ranking website system. You can see on Square, but if you want to see more about that, we're currently just still reaching out to local restaurants and trying to redefine the scoring framework that we have. Environmental justice and education is our elementary school education about environmental justice and sustainability. We also have 2 new project leads for this one, so we're kind of trying to rework the system we have for that and kind of moving on to an asynchronous framework. And then the Green Event Certification Program, it's our program for giving RSOs money for putting on more sustainable events on campus, so. I feel like I've said this every time, but if you have any RSOs that you know who are putting on events, please just let them know about this. We have a lot of money to give away for making events more sustainable, so. Yeah, and if you have any ideas for how to market this, program that we have, so that more RSOs can hear about it, let me know. All right, and then moving on to Sunsock. So this is our biggest event of the year. It's coming up on April 19th, so 2.5 weeks away. It's on Sunday after Cal Day, so it's a good way to recharge after a long day. It's from 12 to 7. You can come by literally at any time. It's free for anyone, even just like community members. You don't have to be a student. We'll have like snacks, fun activities. We'll do like tote bag painting. There's going to be RSOs tabling, and there's still the opportunity to sign up as an RSO table. We're looking for like environmental related RSOs, but then also like justice related RSOs, and really just anyone to come sign up for like an hour or two slot. But yeah, come by if you can, or let all your friends know about it. You can scan the QR code at the table, and then just look at our Instagram to see more details about the actual event. And if you have any questions, you can contact me or the project lead, Sophia. All right, that's all I have.
Any questions? Our next commission we have today is the Mental Health Commission. Hi everyone, my name is Samina. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Mental Health Commission. I'm really excited to be here with all of you today. So just in terms of some updates, we've been working with the team at the Disability Cultural Community Center, Loyal Blue Counseling, as well as some external speakers in the past month. We also created a new mental health resource database, and we also have a post coming up for it soon as well. We hosted a Build a Bouquet and letter writing self-care event a couple of weeks ago. Build a Bear giveaway, a bracelet making and positivity note event on Scrawl this past Friday. We did some caffeine and matcha health resources as well as a giveaway for that. And we've also been, our entire team has been working very, very hard on some mental health week planning. And we also held our 3rd stakeholder summit of the year on March 12th recently. Thank you all so much, all of you who were there. And we also have our 4th and final summit happening on April 23rd at 5 p.m. If you aren't already on the BCAL, which I sent out earlier today, please shoot us an email and we will add you. I highly encourage everyone here to come if you can, just so we can all touch base, be in unity about mental health and improving campus climate, as well as also talk mental health week. And in terms of some of our upcoming events and collaboration requests, we have some giveaways coming up as well. We have a basic needs giveaway as well as a self-care item giveaway coming up. We're also hosting a speaker event next week, April 16th. On resilience and mental health through adversity in collaboration with the Muslim Mental Health Initiative and MAMSA. And if any of you are familiar with our speaker's name is Saima, and she's really, really great. So if any of you are able to come, please share that with your networks when our marketing goes out. We're also hosting a grief and mental health workshop with SSC. And something I really want to highlight today is our mental health lobbying day happening on Wednesday, April 22nd in collaboration with Senator Mendez's office. It's going to be at the Capitol all day. All expenses are paid for. And we actually have applications due for that lobbying day tonight by 11:59 p.m. So quick turnaround, but if anyone here is interested, the tiny URL is there. And I also have a QR code on the next slide. And in addition to that, we also have our biggest initiative of the year happening in a couple of weeks. It's Mental Health Week. It's going to be the week before our week. So the 27th of April through May 1st in collaboration with the Wellness Fund. And so something I really want to highlight today is that we actually offer mini grants to collaborators. So that includes any of you here, RSOs, senators, etc., who require funding to put on any initiatives related to mental health during the week. We do have a lot to give out thanks to the Wellness Fund. So please reach out and stay tuned for more info on how to get one of those if you're interested. We're going to be having a ton of programming throughout that week, workshops, giveaways, etc. So if you have any ideas, you want to collaborate, you need funding, please reach out to us. We super duper welcome that. And then we're also hosting our mental health carnival on May 1st, which is the last official day of classes. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in collaboration with the AVP's office. There's going to be Llama-Palooza bunnies from their side, as well as a bounce house, tabling, food, etc. And so if you want to table, we'd love to have you there. Please shoot us an email. And I have the mental health login day application here. If you want to scan the QR code / look at the tiny URL. Once again, all expenses are paid for. It's going to be all day, Wednesday, the 22nd at the Capitol. So please apply by tonight and share with your networks if you're interested at all in advancing mental health legislation. And in terms of Mental Health Week, please, everyone, please scan this QR code. It links to our mental health stakeholder Slack. And so we send out all our information on mini grants, our stakeholder summit, as well as just like all things Mental Health Week if you're not in there already. So please scan it, join just to stay informed and stay updated. And that's like an example of how Mental Health Week went our last year. So we're going to have a lot more programming actually this year. So we're really excited. So if any of you want to be involved and advance in this climate, love to have you join in on those. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Please contact us at nhc@acc.org for our intern.
Questions? Now we'll go ahead and move on to our next one, which is the Sexual Violence Commission. Guys, Alana and Sally couldn't be here, so I'm presenting on their behalf as the Director for Recruitment and Retention of SBC. So here's the stuff that we've been working on for the past month. First off, we just started off April with an Easter themed program led by our public policy department, and it was titled Explore Your Rights. The program was intended to spread awareness about campus-wide about SBC policies, including the rights that survivors are entitled to, as well as consent and just ways to find support. And that was through an egg hunt at Memorial Glade. So there was like pieces of candy and an egg along with like SBC related policy. Overall, the event was a really big success. The majority of the eggs were found. So if you like do find an egg on the Glade, then that might be why. And we were able to connect with a lot of different people who have like never heard of SBC for that day. So that was really cool. And then going into updates, so tomorrow we'll be co-hosting Take Back the Night for the 3rd year in a row, which is really exciting. It's a collab between Gen Ed, us, QR, and Path to Care. So Take Back the Night is a global call to end sexual violence and stigmatization of survivors for speaking out. And we've just been working hard with all of our partners in order to create a space that, you know, nurtures and supports survivors and gives them an opportunity to share their experiences, stories during an open mic. So if you guys would be able to post this like on your Instagrams, and like kind of spread it widely in commemoration of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And then also the link to the open mic should also be as well, just in case you or anyone you know is interested in sharing there. So then towards the end of this month as well, we'll be commemorating Demi Day, which is a global rape prevention education campaign to again like address the stigma and the prejudice and violence against survivors of SBSH. So that will be on April 29th. And on that day, we'll be collaborating with a number of your offices. And we'll just be on Memorial Glade decorating denim patches and green jeans as well. So please show up. Yeah, that's all. Thank you all for your support so far. And then Alana and Sally's emails up there as well as SBC. So reach out if you have any questions or concerns. All right, thank you. All right, questions? Okay. All right, our next commission will be the Health Advocacy Commission. Hi guys, my name is Shida. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Health Advocacy Commission. So our main event that we were working on the last month was the pre-health gala. We held that April 3rd
And it was really fun. It was like a celebratory community voting event for pre-health students, recognizing leadership, involvement, and commitment to health-related fields. We also had some really great guest speakers, and overall, it was a great time. Alongside that, we also hosted a sexual and reproductive health workshop, where we partnered with the Health Policy and Advocacy Committee and the Period Project to host a collaborative workshop sharing campus and community resources on sexual and reproductive health. And then lastly, like we're also currently transitioning the board, we're wrapping up committees, and we're trying to create like transition documents to support incoming leadership and ensure continuity. That's basically it for us. Any questions?
Right. And then next up, we have the Disabled Students Commission, and they are. Three of them, if you can hear us, you can start sharing and talking.
These are the dates for the. Thank you. So yes, one of the big uplifts is like. So we are right now providing input, feedback, the plan for the room and the items. For the local room, and we are working surfacing items for the room and collaborating with the staff and the plans for the local room at the district. And another update is we have worked on planning for the for 2026 to 2027, to fund our different projects. And I know we are working on the rest of our planning budget in 2025 to 26 to help with our distribution community. So I know we are working with the budget and I know that commission members and commission budget to help the community. Another thing is we feel we work on the research to document person with disability. Maintaining like restriction advertise. And I know we are continuing to also work with the UC Student Association on advocating the disability student services funding across within UC. So right now we're encouraging students to provide the testimony and results and the technical will contribute to advocating these stories to help me and others leaders to support me the request to supplement funding for disability students who are participating. This Google form is on the QR code in this flyer and on YouTube. DSC will soon be a collaborator on this program first made by UC, the Student Association with this So if you can research on your youth and spread the word for students to fill out this form with their choice. That would be appreciated. Thank you. One of the biggest movement to give a presentation for the issue of disability freedom of state in May. Where the disability organizations will issue and give updates. Please contact us at the STA, please do the work, comment and to collaborate and thank you. Thank you.
Any questions? DSC? Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Our next commission is the menstrual equity commission. One. Okay, so some updates. We've been posting a lot of infographics on our Instagram, just about like, the menstrual cycle with facts and resources. We had like a Easter themed one earlier with like a play on word with eggs, which I thought was cute. We've been collaborating with the campus facilities management team to stay updated on the new menstrual product dispensers. They're in the process of replacing all the old ones with new higher tech ones, but it's kind of a long process, so we're trying to stay informed on that and make sure we're holding them accountable. And then we have some upcoming events. This Saturday, we're collabing with B-Side, which is a music magazine club, if you're familiar. They are doing this annual Femmes and Folk band night, which should be super fun. There's gonna be like a little mini market. And we're hosting a menstrual drive there for Dorothy's House, which is a local Berkeley women's unhoused shelter. So it's $3 entry if you bring a donation of menstrual product. It'll be super fun. There's gonna be like little vendors selling crafts, clothes, little knickknacks and live music, which would be awesome. So if you want to listen to some awesome music, maybe get a little treat, there's gonna be free herbs. And with every donation, you also get an entry to win a raffle prize basket. And then we're also collabing with the ISIS to do a Cal Day survival kit tabling on April 15th. So we'll be on Sprout passing out kits with menstrual products, with liquid IV, with safe Cal Day materials. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let us know if you want to collab, even like next semester. I know it's kind of coming to an end. But yeah, we're open to ask. Questions? All right, and then finally we have the Undocumented Student Affairs Commission. You share with like repeat. I should leave over to us and after that. Could you share with these? So the undocumented student one of the.
She sent it as, you sent it as a PDF, right? I had to make it into like a a document, so it doesn't look like perfect. Where is it?
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Emily, I'm the vice chair of the Document Student Affairs Commission, and keep it short, we wanted to highlight some of our projects we're working on. The one coming up soonest is on April 15th in collaboration with the EDP and with the Document Students Programs. That's mainly targeted at ours, so we would also love if all senators could at least have themselves in front of it. Ideally, if you can make it, that would be great, or you can send it designee, just and then also spread out the word to different RSOs, as we're just trying to focus on building allyship on campus and beyond. And that's just essentially going to focus on maybe rights information, a little bit of history about undocumented students, the challenges that they face, student perspectives on the challenges that they face. And again, that's on April 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. In the Senate chambers. And so then we also have an ICE preparedness workshop, which is going to be in collaboration with Senator Thabane, with Cal YSDA, Sapphire, and Multicultural Institute. Scheduled right now tentatively for late April, and that is just essentially to, again, it's geared towards our peers and just trying to get everyone informed on what to do and what not to do if ICE presence is on campus. And then we also have family preparedness and proof of residency packets. And so the family preparedness goes for basically just to get families ready in case of detainment or deportation on transferring over guardianship of children under 18. And then the proof of residency is for anyone that might be subject to an expedited deportation removal. That proof of residency packet, we're also going to, in addition to the packet, have a video to just kind of guide you how to fill that out. It should be super easy, but it's just to essentially prove 2 years of continuous residency in the United States, which makes you ineligible for expedited removal. And that's in collaboration with the state sanctuary companies. There's a lot of legal aspects to that. And then relatedly, our Iceberg Rapid Response Network, that's in collaboration with the OP. And so we're just trying to, we're aiming for the multicultural experience on that. And it's essentially like a signal with that for campus leaders, just to make sure that we have a more secure way of kind of vetting different reports of ICE presence on campus, and then we'll be going through the Multicultural Institute to confirm or deny those reports before we alert the campus community. And then we also have a how to report ICE, what to do flyers, all kind of related. We do have a faculty version, which is geared more towards what to do if ICE were to come into a classroom, for example. And then we also have the student version, which is going to be shared at the RSO training. And again, just on what to do, what not to do, how to be an ally, how to support your peers in a comfortable situation. And then we also are working with our websites, which will have all of this material on there, especially the what to do and how to report ICE flyers, just for convenience. It's in progress. We're working with the webmaster to get that done as soon as possible. And then meetings attended. We have our documented student huddle, as a lot of these initiatives are in collaboration with undocumented students oriented organizations and the Multicultural Institute, and then also the US ASUC NGA Student Force Task Meeting to just kind of, we wanted to get in the process of trying to get a better system going for learning students about immigration and work on campus. And goals for next year is just really outreach and visibility, especially now that we're teaching, so very exciting. But that's all.
Any questions? Thank you so much.
All right. Great, so now we'll go ahead and move on to our next agenda item. So next up we have committee reports. So each committee will have an opportunity to give a brief report on your meeting this week. So we'll start with finance committee, etc.
We did a regular business that we had deals, which took a really long time, but shout out to all of my for being there. And then yeah, it was good for through all of the work that went into it, and you're able to achieve some money that you're doing the second round next year.
And then, next song with Senator Badam.
I still do not know this yet. So if you have any questions, so concerns,
Governance, internal affairs, citizenship.
As the civic chair of we also listen to ASUC space allocation of yields with OPEC. And we'll also finish up that process next week. I think we're expecting 24 to 25 student groups to attend. And then other than that, there were 2 bills on the agenda. SR 2526-93 by Jada, officially honoring an institutionalizing continuous commemoration of Disability Day and Morning. And SR 2526-95 by Isha, adopting a resolution template for next year. I voted those that got your grades, so guys.
All right, and then we'll move on to public comment on the consent calendar. So if there's any member of the public here to give a comment, you can go ahead and line up on the side of me. And so this portion of the meeting is dedicated to matters directly relating to items on the consent calendar or immediate consideration. And general public comments concerning the association may not be made at this time. And the Senate reserves the right to cut off speakers who have exceeded allotted time or are causing disruption to the orderly conduct of Senate proceedings. So you may be over here. Each person will have 2 minutes to give public comment. Feel free to introduce yourself and I'll tap my gavel when you're at 15 seconds, just so you know.
Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Lacey and I am Margaret Tolman's, Senator Margaret Tolman's, executive policy researcher. And I'm here just to kind of talk about the legislation that we were working on, which is called Establishing the Shade. It's essentially, from a project that I was working on, a volunteering project. I met up with a beautiful woman named Andrea Palos, and she, pitched an idea or posed a situation regarding poor maintenance or lack thereof with the native plants on our campus. So much so that she and her friends themselves will go on campus and do it themselves and actually dig up the plants and replant them. And so she took me to one of the sites that she was referring to. And this site was, it's located behind the alumni house. It's it's like next to Haas. Filled with a bunch of different plants that are poorly managed. I think she said like 80 to 90% of them were dead. So it's kind of like, why are they even here? And most of them were arbitrarily planted to where they were even choking each other out. They weren't even able to be sustained and actually live a long life. And is it okay if I show the workplace? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, thank you so much. Okay, so this is the area that we looked at. And so these are just different weeds that also a fire hazard due to those weeds. That she was kind of referring to that we could also clean up and manage. And so essentially she basically said that with this area, we can kind of mow it down and it's down by Strawberry Creek. And that we can essentially create a new grass area for students to be able to picnic, hang out, read a book. And I essentially called it the shade as opposed to the glade because, with the glade, it's hot, there's no shade at all. And with this proposal, with the huge, beautiful trees, we will be able to sit by Strawberry Creek, hang out, be with those that you care about. I just think it'd be a really beautiful place to have our students congregate and study. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Sadhika and I'm presenting in support of the community campus. I teach the electrified Cal decal alongside Maddie, and I'm also the co-director of the community campus project in the eco office and development. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it.
So our campus is powered on great ideas and we have made a lot of progress towards renewable energy, but what powers our campus is not sustainable. And we are actually actively moving steam every day. Literally, 50% of our direct heating and cooling is lost through our old pipe systems. So this is really an essential part of our campus infrastructure, and we really need student support to understand how this infrastructure overhaul is really going to affect your everyday paths to campus, to your social lives, and like accessibility. So currently in push to electrify, you will have to have over like 85-foot thermal energy storage tank hosting like 2 million gallons of water. So it's not like a small project by any means. And it'll affect your daily lives. And buildings on campus are going through conversions and upgrades. So it's a pretty long-standing project. I'm just pointing that in because we need Senate to support and help with communication on this. And we need to ensure that each student has the communication and opportunity to learn about the benefits of this project, and also have a collaborative effort between the facility services, office of sustainability, and other committees on campus. Maddie and I have sat on previous committees before to learn more about this project, but time and like other conflicting priorities have also provided like different perspectives on kinds of projects. And I think that the Senate would benefit from a student committee, and I think you all have a role in that and joining and asking questions. Thank you.
Hi, y'all, my name is Maddie Cheesebro. I am one of Bella Cheese. I'm also co-director, or I was co-director alongside Sandra and Rajesh Decal. ASUC office is a really long legacy fighting for sustainability on our campus. We have been a part of the legacy of 13 consecutive presenters fighting on behalf of the Berkeley Energy Campus Project, including coded related posts. Literally tied themselves up to the coded energy plant fighting for electrification and decarbonization of our campus, which is really pertinent that we were here today on behalf of the resolution that we were in Bell's office. And really encouraging support from the Senate. Really appreciate all the questions that you'll have, because this is a really, really large project that will affect every single Berkeley student on our campus. So it's really pertinent that we increase education and communication surrounding projects. So that's why we're here today. Please let your offices know, please let everyone know on campus more about the Energy Campus projects. And we really expect that the language that we use is beneficial. This is a really supportive electrification project that will benefit all of our students on campus. It will be largely disruptive, we understand that. But it's really pertinent that we make sure that we utilize language which promotes the project, promotes the sustainability aspects, and how it will long-term benefit the campus both financially as well as sustainably. As Sandra mentioned, there's a lot of opportunities for Senate to get involved, especially if you're continuing campaign build, and a lot of opportunities for fundraising opportunities that we're going to be continuing to share next year as well as the rest of this year. So yeah, continue to please advocate on behalf of this project, and really appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Abby Decker, and I'm also part of the EU office. Beyond the transformative impact of BCC on reducing Berkeley's carbon footprint, it is also essential for Berkeley to be a leader in environmental justice. It's no secret that a near complete transition to clean energy is the only solution to the climate crisis, yes, but this will never happen unless it is a just transition. Part of the BCC plan is a living lab component where students, faculty, researchers, and most importantly in this case, community members are able to learn from the engineering of the plan. This allows people to gain the skills necessary for clean energy infrastructure, and this is so important because no matter how clean our energy systems become, if only a privileged few have the skills to operate them, while millions of former fossil fuel workers are left behind, we risk deepening the same inequalities that drive the climate crisis itself. Beyond that, the actual cogen plant itself risks endangering plant workers' health and safety. All throughout the plant, there are warning signs for asbestos and chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, and other reproductive harm. And that is why I urge you all to vote in support of the EU office's resolution to help uphold environmental justice by ensuring a just transition and safe working conditions for our campus. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Arabella and I'm also here in support of the ECDC plan and further work on the electrification of campus. I just wanted to remind everyone about how this plan aligns with the university's sustainability values and how the current plant with how much power is lost is a really inefficient system. And by upgrading it, we will increase the efficiency of many systems across the campus, which will allow for a more modern and beneficial to everyone system. This can include upgrades, accessibility, and much more. Additionally, by doing this, it will help Berkeley be seen as a leader in campus decarbonization, as other campuses are already starting to move towards this kind of action, such as UC Davis, which has worked in becoming a net zero campus. Berkeley, as a leader in so many other fields, should not be left behind in this regard. So we just wanted to make sure you guys will all support this bill.
I am so sorry, everyone. I told you guys you would hear from me, and now I'm back like an hour later. But I totally did not process the agenda change that added SR 2526. Something support ACA 18, something. The names are too long for me to remember. But I highly encourage you guys all to pass this resolution. I think some of you had the opportunity to meet Miguel Craven earlier this semester. He's the student region designate. And when he takes his term this July 1st, he will be the 9th graduate student in the student region seat in the last 10 years. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, there also is the question that of the 300,000 students in the University of California, I don't actually have this next number on me, but I'm going to assume it's somewhere close to about 230,000 students are undergraduate students. And that's a lot of experience that isn't adding perspective to the table of the UC regions. And this is an opportunity to get the undergraduate experience and perspective on that table without detracting from the graduate students who also have a significant impact on the university as a whole, as well as deserve to have their perspective shared in that system. So I highly encourage you guys to vote for resolution or SR 252696. And I don't know if Calvin is still here answering more questions. But yeah, thank you.
Any other members of the public here for comment? Then we'll go ahead and we'll do a second attendance roll call before considering having any new business before the Senate. So when you hear name calls, please indicate you're present. Starting Senator Lucy, Senator Alright, Senator Beardsley, Senator Cannon, Senator Cho, not present, Senator Representative Miguel, Senator Bolshani, Senator Makarov, Senator Naaman,
Present.
Senator Mendez, Senator Nunez Rivera, Senator Rodarte, Senator Sanchez, Senator Scott, Senator Solomon, Senator Stanley, Senator Reading, Senator Zidane, Senator Tai, Senator Schwed, Senator Yang. Okay. We'll now consider any business. So first we have the consent calendar, items A through E. Is there a motion on the floor for the consent calendar today?
I move to approve the consent calendar.
There's Representative Miguel moves to approve the consent calendar. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Scott. Any objections? Okay, seeing and hearing none, it's been passed unanimously. And then we'll move on to immediate consideration. So today we have two items on immediate consideration, item A and B. Both of these did not receive committee review, so just keep that in mind as well. And I'll leave it to you all if there's any motions on the floor.
Motion to approve items SR 252696 and SR 252690 on immediate consideration.
Senator Reading moves to approve items A and B, seconded by Senator Naaman. Any objections? All right, seeing and hearing none, items A and B have been approved unanimously. All right, now we will move on to new business. I think all but one of these are going to XCOM. So we have SR 97, that's going to external committee. SR 98, that's also going to, oh, sorry, this is the one, oh wait, that's also gonna go to diversity and external affairs. And then we'll also send this one to GovCon as well. And then SR 25-2699, this will be going to GovCon. SR 25-26-100, this will be going to XCOM. SR 25-26-101, this will be going to XCOM. And then SR 25-26-102, this will be going to XCOM. All right, now we'll move on to announcements. Every senator will have 2 minutes to give a brief update about your office. So we'll go ahead and start on this side and then move around the room. So if somebody wants to pass them. I'll tap my gavel when you're at 15 seconds left.
Hi guys, I'm gonna be today this report, but my office goes to a bunch of events. I guess the most important one we did was the one in collaboration with Calvin, which is the immigration board panel, and it went really well. So yeah, that was honestly the most important thing that happened. And then this Sunday is Orthodox Easter, so I will be doing a tradition where we like paint eggs and then we play like a bunch of games with them. So if anybody is interested in that, there's gonna be a lot of food, I'll be hosting, so if you wanna come, please let me know. But you know, thanks guys, have a good week.
Hi guys. Hi guys, I'm just gonna advertise the Diamond Day 5K run. You guys should join, it will be May 3rd, and I mean, it'll be like one of my offices, it's like the last event, and hopefully it's the last. Please join, thank you. I hope everyone has a good week from soon. No. It's good. I think earlier today, I sent out 2 resolutions that my office is introducing. One of them is about, urging the UC regions to, like, formally recognize the Lunar New Year as an academic holiday, kind of consistent with an existing state legislation. And then the other one was in collaboration with Sarah, and that was to urge UC to fully implement SB 98 to have more timely ICE communication protocol. So I would really appreciate co-sponsorships on all of these resolutions. Thank you.
I hope you guys are having a good week. I'll keep it short. We have our multicultural initiative funded event called the Mosaics of Belonging, which is a multicultural conference intercollegiate with SF State. This will be Monday, April 13th from 5 to 8 in Alumni House. So please at your offices and communities to show up. We also have a Think a Campus Worker writing card event tomorrow with Hermanas Unidas. This will be 6 to 8 p.m. in the Senate Lounge. Please show up and show appreciation. Their campus workers will have food. And then we have our mental health lobbying day, April 22nd. So please send in your application and share with your office and communities. Thank you.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great week. I wanted to shout out my office. So we applied to the Big C and I told them last week. We got 10K in funding for MPCC mural project. So it was a project I was having by Kylo, and basically it's like a beautification mural I've been working on since my freshman year. So it's going to be continued till hopefully next academic year. So I'm really excited because we've been working to get that funding, and the fact that we got some of it like in one application was awesome. So we were really excited for that. Earlier this afternoon, I participated, or I moderated a panel with the School of Public Health. It was really my help. A lot, there's a recording somewhere. You can watch it if you weren't able to go. There was like 80 people. It's really cool. And then also this afternoon, I had a meeting with the GAC office, which is the Disability Access and Compliance office. They're doing a loop ceremony to commemorate 20 years of the loop court service being around, and also because they're doing like rail on like the court benches, because there's like different numbered stops. And so they're gonna like put one for like, it's like this big like project that the chancellor's disability strategic plan is doing. So I'll be speaking, but it's during finals. But I just wanted to plug it because I know Thank you.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Don't have too much in updates. I kind of got sick over the last meeting, so wasn't able to progress on too much stuff. But other than that, just noticed there's like a lot of people tabling on Sprout for some reason. I don't know. I've been waiting a good bit. I don't know if you guys know what's going on with that. I don't know. Anyways, other than that, my office is just continuing to work on some of the final resolutions, which I talked about last week, so I won't go into reiterating that since I know it's getting a little bit late, but yeah.
Hello, everyone's safe here. Thank you.
Hi everyone, just two quick announcements. El Mercadito is on April 19th, so if you wanna have even more fun, I forgot they, be sure and get it. El Mercadito is there for you. I will be partaking in fun festivities if anyone's interested. And then this weekend, the Latina senators and I are gonna go to Vegas to meet with their ACC Latina senators, which is pretty cool. I can't wait. But other than that, take care of yourselves and. I didn't listen.
I move to recognize South Asian Ally Community.
Your second. Seconded by Senator Scott. Any objections? So moved.
Hi everyone, I'll keep it quick. We had our ANHPI town hall yesterday, so thank you for everyone who collaborated on that. We have collaborators, and if you guys are interested in applying to the lobby day, the application is open. And then we had a cooking night yesterday at my house. And then the last thing I want to say is like, you guys have to like motion me to like speak for the past year, basically, and I just want to emphasize, I want to first thank you for letting me, the Asian representative, take space in these meetings, and then also just the importance of having our community have visibility in future years in our senate.
Thank you. I also with some people are officers. I don't know what's happening. It's kind of annoying. But my office yesterday we had a test workshop, which was pretty successful. I think we're making close. We learned a lot about Measure BP, and the implementation project that happening across Berkeley. We have a few cool events coming up in the next few weeks. We're gonna have Swan Lobby Day next week on the 14th. So we're gonna be sending a few people over to Sacramento. Yeah, looking forward to them. See you guys next week.
Really quick, I just wanna shout out the walkout happening tomorrow, the March for Lebanon, Iran, and Palestine. It's gonna be on Sproul at 1 p.m. So.
Thank you. And I just kind of also want to acknowledge what's going on and really specifically, Iraq, especially that's on right now. Recently, we have been seeing the administration threaten lives of Iranians, specifically the entire civilization, and then there's a ceasefire announced the next day. And I don't actually think anyone thinks that there's peace in any way, or that it's going to be change, which is what Iran's fighting for. So many Iranians right now are sitting with complicated, painful, very conflicting emotions, because the truth is the Iranians are caught in the middle of two forms of violence. On one hand, there's foreign intervention. On the other hand, there is their own government, the Iranian regime, who has a long history of imprisoning, torturing, and excluding its own people. So I would like to acknowledge what a difficult time it is for the Iranian community right now, and also how important it is again to stick with standing in solidarity with Iran, specifically. If you as a student leader or just someone involved in the community working with any organization, or any like event that you might be working on that is about Iran, is being advertised that is about Iran, please make sure that it is actually about Iranian voices, about Iran, and it's not about other issues, and it's just only being advertised as Iran, because Iran is not just a talking point or a way to get political visibility on any issue. It just really frustrates me seeing it. I saw it today. So just please be worried about that as student leaders. And again, like ask questions if there are any. But yeah, my thoughts and prayers are for the people here right now. Thank you.
No updates, wear your flip flops next week.
Dog? I hope so.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great week. So I just wanted to give you guys some QC plus news. I wish there was more exciting news to share, but I wanted to share with you guys anyways. For some federal and legal updates in my community, a lot of transgender protections have been rolling back throughout the past months. The administration is terminating agreements made by previous administration that protected transgender students in several school districts. With DEI and workplace protections, federal DEI programs are being dismantled with the EOC allowing cases involving discrimination against transgender employees to be dropped. Also, the Supreme Court action, the Supreme Court and the legal student just recently ruled that against in Colorado ban on conversion therapy, with the ruling arguing that such ban violates the First Amendment, which pretty much still makes conversion therapy legal in states like Colorado and other states in the US. So we've seen local updates. At least 21 hospitals in the country within the past couple months have restricted care for transgender folks of all ages. The appeals court is allowing Iowa to now enforce a ban on LGBTQ plus books in schools. For the California Supreme Court upheld a law protecting LGBTQ plus patients from being misgendered in nursing homes through other state policy regarding school non-confliction laws. Outing students are being challenged by many administrative and local laws. So I just kind of wanted to bring light to show you guys that there is things happening every day that are directly affecting my community, federally, locally, and worldwide. And in response to that, my office has 2 resolutions being brought to table next week, and the community and I are super excited about. So we really appreciate co-sponsorships. Also, our QT Plus community endorsements came out this week, which was super exciting. We had a record of over 250 votes, which is the most my community has ever seen. So super exciting. This Saturday we have a queer and trans gala. Super excited. This is like the biggest event within the QT Plus community, I would say, for this year. This is a first event for the community and for the immigrant defense and Palestinian mutual aid efforts as well. There is a $5 entry fee, but if you or anyone in your office doesn't have $5 to spare and you guys do want to attend, please send me a message in my office. We're more than happy to cover your guys' ticket. It's gonna be 4 to 8 p.m. in the Poly Ballroom this Saturday, and my office is sponsoring the cupcake. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a great evening.
Thanks, y'all.
Hi everyone. Yeah, hi everyone. Just wanted to big display is that it is a lot of technical community and very important that we pay attention to it. For some updates in my office, we had our first annual Black Community Field Day. Our office lost after the undergraduate Black Business Society, and honestly, we're the most positive people ever, but we want to be so yeah. But we also our office collaborating on the Tsunami Gala with the Bay Area students in Tsunami Solidarity, like very collective based from Stanford, Menarch, MSA, and Aswana too as well. And this is going to be an amazing opportunity to kind of raise money for what's happening right now in Sudan. And I believe that last year they raised about 8 so hopefully this year we'll be able to double it. And all the funds goes to the Sudan platform of agriculture and food security. So please push you guys to show out. I know they also saw some merch during that time, so it was also raised 20% and serving for another kids the positive, so make sure we're supporting it. And then today brought up 2 resolutions that you guys saw today. It was presentation about her resolution as well, which was very topical, and she was talking about the birthday project from last semester, so she's looking to find this and have a conversation with this lady for a while now. And then the resolution that we thought as well is this committed to our continued relationship with Super, which is really important to make sure that we keep a relationship with our target program, and then also committed to the ASUC supporting the AMP bill in 2027. So yeah, I'll try to pull up to the committees just in case anybody has any questions about it too as well. And so if you get some conversation going around, make sure that we're going to always support next year as well and have a manage our relationship with them.
Hi everyone, just one big class update. But we had a very successful Taste of Southeast Asian night where we got on Monday night. We've been in the works for 3 or 4 months. We've been planning since December with the Southeast Asian Student Coalition. So thank you to Senators Sullivan, Santos, Reading, Alright, Bacaro, Eunice Rivera, and yeah, for coming. I really appreciate it. I saw all of you there and I really appreciated it.
we raised over $2,000 in funding for our Southeast Asian artists who was to 10 Southeast Asian artists selling foods from all over the Southeast Asian diaspora. We had 5 amazing community performances from the Laotian community to the Burmese community. So yeah, thank you all for coming. We're raising a lot of money, come together despite everything happening abroad right now for our community. So I really appreciate you all taking the time to come. For those of you who did, especially because this past year I spent my time supporting you all as well. You're multi-cultural events. So thank you so much to everyone who supported us in the evening.
Thank you all so much. I love hearing about all the advocacy you're doing and the states you're doing up. So thank you all so much. All right, we're gonna call roll one last time before we adjourn. Starting with Senator Ducey, Senator Albright, Senator Beardsley, Senator Cannon, Senator Cho, not present, and Representative Miguel.
Here.
Senator Golshani. Here. Senator Macaro.
Here.
Senator Maiden.
Here.
Senator Mendez. Here. Senator Inez Rivera. Here. Senator Rodarte. Senator Sanchez. Here. Senator Scott. Here. Senator Solomon. Here. Senator Stankovic. Here. Senator Reading.
Here.
Senator Taran. Here. Senator Tai. Here. Senator Schwed. Here. Senator Yang. Here. All right, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Senator Yang to adjourn, seconded by Senator Maiden. Any objections? Hearing none, this motion has been. By Senator Reese.